Hey there, welcome back to How to Be Fit Over 40 Midlife Conversations with Haikini. So, we are in week 8 of our 180-day challenge, and I am leaning into something I've come to value deeply, and maybe you have too, and that is simplicity. Today, we're talking about why keeping things simple, especially with your money, is not just a preference, but it's actually safer for your body, for your nervous system, and for who you are becoming. So grab your smoothie or cup of tea and join the conversation. Let's go. Hey there, welcome back. Welcome back. So I have my tea handy. And so I've been drinking more. Well, it's not really tea. I guess you can call it tea. It's really lemon water, warm lemon water, you know. So I guess it can be my unofficial tea. But I haven't been drinking a lot of smoothies lately. I'm not sure. I did have one this past week, and it was very tasty. I piled like all different types of berries in there, and then I added some dates, water. Water is my base. You always have to have a base, either water or milk. And then you can use some type of protein. I did hemp seed. I had taken a break from hemp seed for a while. And I'm like slowly adding it back, but it's a really good lean protein. So yeah, I used to drink smoothies like every day. And I don't know, as I've just over like think the last year or so, I just haven't had like a craving or taste for a smoothie. I'm not sure why, but I still love them. And even though it's warmer weather, just early in the morning, I've just been gravitating to my traditional lemon water. So let me know, what's your favorite? What's your favorite? Do you like smoothies, or you like tea, or you do something different? Let me know what your favorite is. So we didn't just start this conversation to talk about tea and smoothies, but we are going to continue our conversation about the challenge that we've been on for the last few weeks. And so it's all about keeping it simple, keeping things simple, especially for your body, because a lot of times we can add that extra pressure to our bodies when we are not keeping things simple. So, for who you are becoming in this 180-day challenge, we want to make sure we keep things simple. So, for me, I don't like chaos. I don't like to use a bunch of different outside things like hormone replacement therapy or fancy biohacking tricks. I'm not into adding 17 steps in my life or to my life when I know I feel better just with using what nature provides. And now if you do all these different things, it's quite all right. That's just something I've never liked doing, adding a bunch of different stuff, because a lot of times as I've gotten older, I just forget about oh, I still have this thing I need to try to add. And what step am I on? It just it makes your body go into a stress response, right? Adding all of that extra stress. But if you like those things for your sanity, whatever works. But I'm just telling you from my experience. So, with all that, when it comes to your finances, I found that the more I simplify, the more peace I feel. So, not just with using all the natural things, because you see, menopause, perimenopause, the buzzword, all the things people are using, all the different clubs that's being created, which is fine. It's fun. It's fun to watch the videos and all the things. But I know personally, simple has been the most calming for me, not only as I am in this midlife journey, but also when it comes to midlife finances, making sure that I'm keeping things simple to have more peace of mind, right? Now, have you ever noticed how your body tenses up when you have like 15 different bills coming from 6 apps or too many goals pulling your energy in 10 different directions? That's not freedom. That's financial noise. That's a lot of noise. So let's talk about financial minimalism, right? Keeping it simple. It isn't about deprivation. It's about cutting the excess so you can focus on what really matters. So I'll tell you this, it may look like closing those old accounts that drain your energy. You know that account you had since college? It was about 25 years ago. You or whatever it may be, that since you were in college, that first account, and you're just holding on to it. It's like, oh, it's sentimental, it's my first account. But it's just, it may be in another town, and then maybe their online banking capabilities are not the best. So it's just like, okay, maybe you need to close those old accounts that are draining your energy, or automating a few of the core bills, those core bills that every month they're going to be there. Maybe automating those. Okay, I'm talking to myself too here. And deciding you don't need another challenge to start saving. Even though we're doing this challenge, but hey, you don't need another one. So you don't need another challenge. We'll put that in quotes, to start saving. You just need clarity. This is what we're given right now, right? Just clarity. It's the wellness of simplicity. That's what financial minimalism is. The wellness of simplicity. Now, let's take a brief pause because I want to tell you about something special that I have been focusing on. I know you've been following me, and thank you so much for those who have purchased the book, How to Live in Time, 33 Lessons Learned. It's so exciting to see royalty checks starting to come in. I appreciate that. For those of you that are in midlife, because there's some people that listen that are not, but you know how things start changing, and just having something new, like a new stream of income coming in, it's just very rewarding. It's like, I'm not washed up. Midlife is better, or it's not as crazy as people say, right? It's like, okay, this is not a crisis. This is coming into more of your most authentic self, and you're starting to express yourself more, and it's just like, wow, this is great. So thank you for those who have purchased the book. It's on Amazon if you still have not purchased it. But I want to really talk to you about my inner circle. This is a private coaching space inside the premium version of this podcast. And this is something where I am really building this from the ground up. And it's exclusive coaching style episodes. If you don't already know, I am a certified mind, body, eating coach. And so this is a coaching style episode setup where we will actually dive a little deeper. And so I will tell you a little bit more towards the end of this podcast. That way you'll have more information to make a better informed decision about it. So let's get back to this podcast. So when your mind is overstimulated, your nervous system responds. Like I mentioned before, your cortisol levels are elevated. You have tight shoulders. You ever get the tightness, the stiffness in your shoulders? It feels like there's little rocks, little pebbles in there. And then also you have trouble sleeping, right? Trouble sleeping. A lot of times, the peri, the minnow, those are the buzzwords we're hearing. And a lot of times we think this one thing that we take with water or whatever it may be can help alleviate some of these symptoms. A lot of times it's just keeping it simple, just really taking a deep and reevaluating what you're doing. Are you pulled in all these different directions? Are you actually taking the time to get off of social media before you get to bed? And do you have a wind down routine that can help jumpstart your sleep. A lot of times, you may be in the bed thinking about your next budget. So, this is something that's needed to work on because one thing you need to think about is decreasing that overstimulation of your nervous system. And these are the things. Don't take my word for it. You can look it up. You can ask ChatGPT, Google, DuckDuckGo, whoever, doctor, whoever, but making sure your cortisol levels are not elevated. And you can get a test for that actually, if that's something that you're interested in, if you like those type things. And I'll let you know, side note, that's something that I had dealt with in the past. And coming from a person that personal experience, that's something that my body was overstimulated. So I had elevated cortisol levels, tight shoulders a lot of times, trouble sleeping. When you simplify, your body feels safe. You're letting your immune system, you're letting your nervous system say, hey, you're letting it know it's okay. We can calm down. Like you can actually talk to yourself like that. It is not crazy. You can talk to your body and say, okay, you're okay. You can simmer down. You can calm down. That's what we're doing this season. We're creating space, calm spaces inside our financial lives and inside ourselves. So let's wrap this up. Now, I've just graduated 2 homeschoolers. I used to have this maraca on my desk. I don't know where I put it. I need to start bringing that maraca back. I used to shake the maraca when I actually did some work with helping students through a coaching program. I was their enrollment advisor, and I used to have the maraca ready for them. And so I just graduated 2 homeschoolers. I've spent over a decade creating like structured learning plans, and just making sure they had a clear path. And now I'm simplifying. So if you can relate, if you are a retired home educator like me, or just someone stepping into the new chapter, I want you to know that simplicity is allowed. You don't have to prove anything. You've done enough. So, what is one thing you can remove or simplify this week? That's your action, your SMART goal. Remember, we do SMART goals here. So, what is one thing that you can remove or simplify this week, financially or mentally, to give your body and mind more breathing room? What is it? Think about it. All right. So, simple doesn't mean small. Remember that. Sometimes choosing less is the boldest move you can make. All right. So, thank you so much for being here. If this episode helped you feel a little lighter, share it with another midlife person or woman who's trying to find peace again. And shout out to all the retired homeschool moms or parents. Woo! You're not invisible. You're just getting started. All right. Until next time, nutrition is more than what you eat and the weight that you carry. Bye for now. Okay, I'm back. So again, if this episode spoke to you, I want to invite you into my inner circle. It's a private coaching space inside the premium version of this podcast. So what do you get, right? You get exclusive coaching style episodes that guide you step by step. You also get mindful wellness tips and rituals to practice throughout the week, and personal reflections and behind the scenes audio I only share with my inner circle. So as a founding member, you'll also have the opportunity to connect with me directly via Voxer. Yes, this will allow you to ask your questions or share your wins and challenges that arise. Guess what? Via voice access. This is your bite-sized coaching paced with life, not against you. It goes with you. All right. So you can join. There's a $10 a month or equivalent to $120 a year, and start reclaiming your time, your energy, and well being from the inside out. See you there.